So if you can watch my Sidewinder review, then come to the AGM Rattler review, this one. They're very similar. So if you know the user interface on an AGM product, one thing I like that they do is it carries over to the next product. You don't have to relearn a menu system. You kind of know where the buttons are. You kind of know what to press, how to get what you want, and you just learn it, and you'll learn what you use in the unit. So while this has a lot of features, all of which I'm not going to go through because nobody will watch that video, I'll just breeze through the menu stuff quickly, maybe a couple lessons learned. You'll just use what works for you. And I think like down in Oklahoma and Texas, those guys use AGM Rattlers all the time in their hog hunting. They love this stuff. I mean, they eat it up. Again, there's other brands, but I'm focused on AGM. I like them as a company, and I love their videos, by the way. They have great videos. Yeah. Sub to their YouTube channel. They have like short videos. They show you how to zero an AGM Rattler. They'll show you some ins and outs of it, and they're not long and winded videos like that nutnfancy guy. Yeah, so I'll put a link to the AGM Global YouTube channel down there. Do it if you want to. Are you ready to see your ultimate AR-15? Here it comes. Your ultimate AR-15 for most guys is this right here. Da da da! Medium range, night capable, ready to rock and roll. Super lightweight. This is my own build, by the way. This isn't the first time that you've seen it. That's a BCM lightweight barrel. That's a Kinetitech muzzle cup on there. I'll tell you why I've mounted that. It's very interesting. It's a lesson learned. There is an AGM Rattler TS. TS is a dedicated scope. TC is a clip-on. I will do a review on that if I can get the unit. TC will clip onto your existing scope. I'll tell you real quickly, I think most of you guys would like the TS. This one right here. There you go. This is a TS 35640. Okay, and here it is mounted on a super lightweight AR-15 in the proper color. MFT battle stock on it. We got an AR gold trigger. Just really cool stuff. That is a Bravo Company short handguard for lighter weight. Now disregard this. This is actually I think an 850 nanometer 3-watt infrared illuminator. Ultra Fire is the name of it. It's not super high quality, but it downright works. I'll put a link to that. And it's not needed with this unit. It's just on from the previous test. So this has been a night vision test bed. I'll just tell you that. And I know I've got a front M-bus on there, but nothing on the back. It's just kind of a leftover. The best place to store your M-bus is on the damn gun, so you don't lose it. So if and when this comes off, all I have is one to put on. Now, the cool thing is, I'm going to start off with this. This AGM Rattler, small form factor, okay? What does it weigh? 535 grams in the 640 version. That's going to be the same for both of them. Basically under a pound. 0.9 pounds if I remember. So really compact, easy to mount, get it on the gun. It's included with a 2-claw Picatinny mount. I did find I had to tighten those sons of guns up really tight to get it to not move. Okay, it is transferable from gun to gun. So you have in this electronic thermal night vision device, you have profiles. So you could actually attach it to one gun, remember, or actually just save that profile, then transfer it to another gun, bring up that profile that has its own zero, and it can actually walk from gun to gun. That's kind of cool. I think most of you guys, like I would do, is leave it on one gun and call it good. That's your night vision chipmunk gun.
Getting it done. Here we go.
Getting it done. Still hot?
Yeah. Hey, you should take a few shots with this thing.
There you go. Take over the camera. I will.
That is cool.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, look at that.
This is not focused for me. I don't know what the problem is.
It's just not as clean as your 640.
There's, I don't know. It's just. Oh, I like that fusion, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Wicked.
Sure.
It's nice. It's
Look
just
through it. Look through it.
just everything gets.
Dude, the fusion is where it's at tonight.
Yeah, no, the fusion is good.
Because
Now
I
that-
can see the radical.
Now that we've heated the plate up, it's good. It's just with the black and white, I could see the outline of it a little easier
okay.
when it was cold.
They're all good. And you just go through different palettes for a different situation.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this thing. Here you go.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
There, dude. Look at
it
that.
is.
Look at that, dude. Only the highest production qualities once again.
Yeah. Oh man, this thing is sweet.
It's cool, dude.
This gives you so much capability
Yeah, it does.
for
It's
being
freaking
able
cool.
to shoot at night.
Change my palette for me.
All right.
And go to 4-power.
All right. There's 4-power.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's way better.
There's your pallets.
Yeah.
So that's the red hot, right?
That looks white hot to me.
Yeah.
Black hot.
See the black hot? I like
That's
that.
good. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can totally see it then.
There's your back to your fusion.
Then each one. I think I like black hot just as much as I do fusion.
Yeah.
White hot's okay, but the
But
sagebrush in the background
back
kind of
is kind of
screws it up.
washing it out.
Yeah.
But-
You could change your reticle, can make it red too, which would help.
And there you go. And then there's zooming in a little bit.
Sick.
Look at that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it'll get the job done, dude.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's what I would do. Okay, so it's small, compact, easy to mount, and it really doesn't change the balance of the gun. So when I say this is your ultimate AR-15, dudes, I'm not joking. So this is night capable, day capable. And I was going to say, you can shoot these scopes in the friggin' day. Did you know that? The Rattlers, you can shoot during daytime. If you've got a thermal presentation, even in daytime, anything where you can, like, designate a target against this background, these are totally day capable. Don't think it's going to break it. It's going to wash it out. In fact, they recommend you zero it in daytime. I used to think you had to zero it at night too. That's what I did with the Burris BTS unit. I was like, oh, I got to zero this at night. Even that one I probably could have done during the day. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. Now, I do want you to have a realistic expectation for what this does. It is amazing, especially in the 640 resolution, but it's not going to be as amazing as that Sidewinder, and it can't be because it's smaller, right? The electronics are smaller, it's more compact, the objective is smaller. It's pretty darn good, but you're going to get more resolution out of a bigger unit. Okay, and it's just how it plays. That being said, I think I didn't shoot the 256, but Sean the TNPr has a 384, and I looked through his, I shot his, and that'll be adequate for, I think, most dudes. Again, if you have the money, go with the 640. You will be so happy you did. Okay, waterproof, rugged, 3-year warranty. Okay, that's an awesome thing from AGM Global. I'm not sure what the other warranties are. I do know, by the way, I'll say this. A10's warranty is not great because one of my A10 Thor 4K scopes has an issue. it'll just like turn off. I updated the software and I went to ATM's website trying to get service on it. And I got butkus. It was like, I forget the warranty period was like a year. And they're like, after that, you're on your own. So this is 2 years more, 3 years total. So hopefully you don't have any problems. I've dropped their units, like I said in the Sidewinder review, on concrete in their case, not like directly, and I didn't have a problem. Okay, super quick, and I don't want to make this boring. I want to make it fun and interesting as always when I do stuff. This is a bellows. You will be using that to shield your eye. Again, you can shoot this at night. That would be super important to, push on up to that optic. You might note that I have mine mounted pretty aft on my AR-15.
Okay.
This is probably how you want to do it, dudes. Just like that. And experiment with your length of pull where you want it. Are you going to be wearing LBE body armor? Just experiment. I mean, you never know when those communist chipmunks are going to shoot back. You got to be ready. Now, the battery system is a CR123. It can take rechargeable CR123s. In the testing, I just used the disposables. And actually, this is the pair that it came with. They have lasted the entire time in testing. So they're saying in temperate conditions, 4.5 hours of use. I would say that's pretty correct. Cut it in half for cold conditions. There is a USB attachment there on the side under that rubber cover. You can have an output. You can actually connect to this via their app too, I believe. And to be completely honest with you guys, I'm kind of anti-app at this point. I'm so damn sick of apps and having to have something on my phone, something that wears my phone battery out. Unless it gives me a very distinct advantage, I kind of avoid apps. I'm not saying I wouldn't go with the AGM app. It might be useful, but all I did, when I recorded images on the built-in 16 gigabyte memory of this, so it has photo taking capabilities, high resolution video taking capabilities that you're probably seeing, I just plugged it in. I just plugged it into the USB-C side and it came right up into my movie program. I imported the images. Easy breezy. Easy breezy. Okay, so on the top, just like the Sidewinder, we have a power button right here. This is our start video or our photo button. This is our menu button. This is, if I'm not confusing them, this is our mode button. So when we want to change our color palettes, if I'm remembering right, it's right here. And this is my zoom button. So to change zoom, and you will have to cycle through all the zooms. You just can't grab a piece and zoom. Here's a focus right here. So you have an eyepiece focus and you have an objective focus, and you will want to dial that in for your eyes to make it crisp. I mean, I grabbed Sean's 384 unit and I'm looking through it and I'm going, holy crap, dude, this doesn't look right. It looks fuzzy. And he goes, well, you're used to a 640 resolution. I'm like, no, it's out of focus. And sure as shit, I focused it up and I was like, yeah, there, now look through it. It was like a lot better. He's like, oh, I guess I should have focused that. Yeah, you should have. Take some time focusing it. Okay, in the menu system, I'm going to go over this while you're looking at images filmed by the 384 and the 640 Rattler. Great name, by the way, AGM. Great name. You have trajectory. You have an option, I think, for 5 profiles. It tells you in those videos I referenced on the website and in the manual how to do a one-shot zero correction. And also you can do a trajectory correction. Like you'll have a mini crosshair and your reticle 1. You have to use reticle 1. And you can actually figure out what your ballistic difference is, I think. I have to be honest, I did not use that. This ultimate AR-15 that I am showing you in action and showing you here in the bunker, it, in my estimation, is a short to medium range weapon. I'm not really going to reach out probably beyond 300 yards with it for me. Your detection range on these AGM Rattlers is astounding. I mean, you'll easily paint a dude walking 600 yards away in a field, like easily. You'll see him. A hog, a raccoon, deer. Yeah, you'll easily see that. But that's just for me. So trajectory-wise, I just don't know if that was really necessary for me. And then you have an FFC button. And that's setting the mode on that. I think that's reticle selection right there. Measuring. You can, I didn't use that. You can enter distance measurement, and that's a way you could range. You enter your target height. And with that electronic reticle, you can figure it out. I need to go faster because this is boring. Guys are stopping to watching right now. Hot tracking, enable hotspot marking. I didn't use that. Oh, I did use this. Dead pixel correction, DPC. Remember in the Sidewinder review, I was like, DPC, I don't even know what that is. Well, I found out what it is in the Rattler test. Here's why. And I don't think anyone's ever discovered this. I did contact AGM, who, by the way, has outstanding customer service. And I had tested this gun with a BattleComp 2.0, which is an outstanding muzzle compensation device. However, it is a damn flame spitter. It spits flame out, and you're going to see me shooting on that hay bale at night, and you'll see it. I mean, it's sparking flames. That night, after shooting the AGM Rattler 640, this unit, I turned it on the next day, and there were some dead pixels in it. I'm like, WTH, man, what's going on here? And I had to look again. I was like, is that something dirty in the lens? Nope. So instead of reading the manual like I should have, I called AGM. And they go, oh, bro, don't even worry about that. Just go to DPC. You can just scroll over to that pixel, and it will correct it for you. Sure as heck, man. I went in there. You scroll the XY coordinates, pick that pixel, and it'll repair it. That's pretty trick. And then I told him, I was like, I said, dudes, I don't know if this is exactly how it happened. I do suspect it. I think it was from that BattleComp 2.0 muzzle brake I had on. And he goes, well, I haven't heard that, but it could possibly be that. I said, well, it was working fine until then. So what I'm going to do is put on a forward directing muzzle cup like this Kinetitech. That's the company, Kinetitech. And there's others like it that just basically throw all of it out front or run a suppressor on it.
That's cool, that picture in picture.
It helps, right?
I dig that, that's cool. Yeah, I kind of like that Black Hot, man.
Right on.
Man, that is so cool. That is fun.
Totally works, doesn't it?
Oh, it works good.
So there's a Rattler 384.
Yeah.
That was a TS 35 384, something like that. I can't read it.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, TS 35 384. So it'll get the job done for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. We didn't laze this. What do you think we're at? About 150?
Yeah.
It's always hard to tell out here.
Run a suppressor on it. I should have ran a suppressor on it. I think if you do that, you'll never have to mess with DPC. But, and you may be wondering, hey, Nut and Fancy, when you're shooting that battle comp, are you losing image? Well, in all these electronic thermal imaging devices, and I think all the companies use the same imagers, just to different quality levels, you're going to see it freeze while you're looking through it. You'll be looking through it, and then it'll just kind of motion freeze, and it's like taking a shot of your background and just making sure the thermal presentation is correct. That's normal. And I don't remember when I'm shooting it of it just blanking out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing isn't working. I didn't remember that at all. And there's a menu selection in there where you can, I might be thinking of the Sidewinder, where you can have burnout protection or something like that. I do have that selected. On we go. CVBS is turn on and off the output, language, version, restore, auto power on and off. Always have your auto power off set for 30 minutes in case you forget, unless you're in a war. If you're in a war, turn it off. And have extra batteries, which, by the way, would give you an opportunity to use that super cool storage compartment in your pistol grip. Take out your chewing gum and your Tic Tacs and put in some CR123s or whatever other bats you might need. Okay, and that is literally how you use a unit. I find the AGM Rattler series very easy to use, very intuitive. It's quick to turn on. It's quick to give you presentation. I think the objective cover's easy to manage. It didn't fall off or snap during testing, which is a bonus with a curse of the friggin' desert. Sean would say the same thing. So Sean, the TNPr, we actually had a 2-tier test. He was running the 384, I'm running the 640. We gathered our data, and both of us were super impressed. He's like, oh my gosh, this is the weapon sight, the night AR-15 weapon sight I've been waiting for. Now, maybe when I test that Neath, the AGM makes, I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is next level. But for where I am now in my progression, and I'm always learning, guys, I'm not the ultimate expert on anything really. I'm just learning, and I'm honest in my learning curve. Where I am now is it's thermal. I like thermal devices. I think they're more useful, and knowing that you can use them in the daytime, it gives you a lot of versatility. Which brings us to my 45-degree offset primary arms micro dot. Here's the box. I'll put a link to this below. It's a great value micro dot red dot sight. It's not the best in the world. I love Holosuns, and I had a Holosun here. I'll just put the links below. The Holosuns I recommend are below. Why did I put this on? Because 1 is none, 2 is 1. That's why.
Gosh.
Because even though
setup right
this
there.
sight is capable in daytime, I do have a turning on process. I do have the possibility that when I turn it on, the batteries are dead. Murphy's Law. So let's say I have to shoot a communist zombie.
Hit the
Okay,
tractor.
he's coming towards me.
Hit
My sight's not working.
Tractor.
Anything electronic can fail. So it's better to have 2 than 1. I can't really, well, I shouldn't say I can't. I opted not to do iron sights. What I opted to do is what you're seeing is I just have my red dot sight at a 45-degree angle. And I'll tell you what, dudes, it works so excellent. I'm going to post a separate video of me shooting this. It'll always post first in the Patreon Clubhouse, so please join my Patreon service, patreon.com/nutnfancy. You can designate whatever you want. Most guys are doing like $5 a month. You can do $1 a video. $5 a video would be amazing. I never charge more than 6 creations, ever. And so do that. Double check your payment method if you're there. Thank you. Shameless plug. But that's honestly why I work so hard for my awesome donors. But I'm going to post that video there. It may go public, and I say may because... Why am I squinting, by the way? I should just do like that. There you go. Well, because I produce so much content, you're only seeing about 1/4 to 1/5 of it on the A channel in the Nut and Fancy project. I'm just being honest. Those guys, and bless their hearts, I love everybody who shows up and watches my videos. Donors or not donors, thank you so much. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, please, wherever this posts. But, you know, I need 50,000 views on a video before I crank another one, and that usually takes, if I ever get those views, which is kind of embarrassing that I don't, but that's just the way it is, it takes a week. So I'm doing 1 video a week. In Patreon, it doesn't matter. I'm doing like 3 videos a week. So it's a ratio that I can't post everything on the A channel. I'm not just going to post it and, you know, put something up and it gets 1,000 views. No, F that. I'm not doing that. So that's up to the audience. That's why I say you may never see it. Same, by the way, with the 50 BMG armor piercing incendiary video. That's on the Patreon Clubhouse page. Go check that out. I shoot up a tractor. Oh boy, was that fun. So anyways, this is a wicked setup. Is it a little different, pivoting it to the 45 and then, you know, jumping down? Yeah, it is. But it's easily something you can train with. And it's a great setup. It did not add that much weight. The sight itself is about 4 ounces. This 45-degree offset mount, probably about 2 ounces. Okay, so I do recommend for your ultimate AR-15 medium range to close range setup, you might have that. And it's cost effective. I mean, that's inexpensive putting that on. The one downside is that now you don't have such a narrow profile. And again, disregard the light. I probably have a weapon light on here just because. And that, I guess I could represent it, but I just didn't take off the ultra fire. Anyway, shooting this was fantastic. I really, and so did Sean, enjoyed shooting the Rattlers. We got out and we're just laughing. We're just like, this is so freaking cool.
There you go, boys.
I'm going to go back a little bit and
Rattler
talk about
getting it done
zeroing.
also.
So how did I zero? I did do it in daytime. And since this is an electronic, not optical scope, it's a very easy process. And the way that process works is you get something that you can see in your environment at the range you're zeroing in. I used initially 50 yards. Okay, and then I started in daytime and I was having some trouble getting contrast. And so I just got a little hand warmer pack, one of those hot hands packs, and I duct taped it on the target and it worked fine. Now in their video, wisely, AGM recommends that you have a box and you cut out a square hole and then you tape that hot hands packet behind and on a separate sheet of cardboard, and that way you get a very clear thermal square presentation and you can see where your holes are hitting. And indeed, when I hit the packet, of course, the stuff starts leaking out. It's not that clean. I'm just saying that it worked for me. It's an XY adjustment system, just like you remember in college algebra or trigonometry. X is left and right, Y is up and down. And really, it is a one-shot zero, especially with their super cool freeze frame function, which means that you can freeze the frame and then you can adjust your XY onto that freeze frame so you don't have to hold the gun steady when you do it. Again, look in your manual, watch their videos, pretty sick. But literally, if things are working right, you can zero this, assuming you're on paper. That's the big thing. Assuming you're on paper, you can zero it in probably 3 to 4 shots. At least at 50 yards. At 100 yards, it took me a little bit more because I can't really see them at 100 yards. I was in daytime. You know, I'd look with my good binoculars, and it did help. But then you can save that profile for that gun, and then if you want to, save different profiles for other guns. The reticle that I liked, I think I started off with green. I think I went to red. Sean and I preferred the same reticle. It's the one that has kind of crosshatch markings on it. We didn't attempt to shoot a particular load and see where the drop is. That's way too much time. Maybe in the future we do that, but no, we didn't do that. But that's zeroing, and that's the review, dudes. AGM Rattler, they're expensive. I mean, this one is like $3,500 at 640. I know. Again, there's an upside to that expense. That means not everybody and their dog's going to have one. The one I'm going to recommend to you guys, again, just like the Sidewinder, is the 384. Okay, and Sean is completely happy with his unit, and he's going to, like me, hopefully, if things work out and we can get these, long-term test these, and we'll give you an update in like 2 years if we're still around. If the world is still around. Holy hell. Yeah, the 384 that he has is a 2 to 16 power. This is digital zooming, so it gets more granular. And I think this one, a TS 35 640, is 2.5 to 19 magnification. I could be off on that. And I could spout off a whole bunch of other technical shit to you guys, but you're not going to remember it. Okay, I may throw up some screens along the way to show you the specifications from Optic's Planet and just freeze frame it if you want to go over them. The bottom line is compact. It's durable. It works fantastically as a night scope. I don't think you would be super happy using this all the time in daytime. Can it shoot in daytime? Yes. Is it really suited for that? Not really.
Not really. You can, but it's not really suited. What you basically want to do, if we talk philosophy, and that's what I'm known for, systems philosophy in your preparedness systems, have a gun that is set up for NV and, like I've done, short to medium range daytime use as well, and leave it alone. That is your gun. Just leave it alone. That way you know your zero's right, have extra batteries, have good batteries, shoot it probably twice a year. It's kind of like the BOK concept, right? So the bug out kit concept, what did I tell you guys? You buy really high quality stuff, a good bag, a good pistol, a good first aid kit, a multi-tool, a knife, and guess what? They go in the BOK and you forget about them. Did it cost you some money? Yes. Are you prepared? Absolutely. That's what the AGM Rattler is like. Just throw it on your weapon, be done with it, and this is assuming it's in a preparedness system, right? A self-defense preparedness system. If you're an airsofter, you're going to love this thing. You're going to be using it all the time. Of course, I would never use this in paintballing. I mean, can you imagine getting a paintball on this $3,500 unit? You'd be crying. That'd be stupid. Hog hunting, you bet. Pest control, you bet. And just as a handheld device, the Rattler gets it done. I do think the Sidewinder is overall superior for image quality and what you can see and your delineation of details, especially in the 384 and 640 series. Go watch that review. I give you a lot of, video, just like I'm getting ready to do now as we do the outro of another night vision review. Fantastic. Thanks for making another great product, AGM. I think they're on track to probably dominate the market. That's a strong prediction. I can't predict that really, but just seeing the equipment that I've looked at, the quality levels, how well they're built, how strong they are, how easy they are to use, I'm like, it's kind of, for me, the Spyderco of night vision, because I love Spyderco, and see if I have one in my pocket. Oh, lo and behold, ZDP 189 Endura. Funny how that worked out. Oh, I also have my EDC blade. This is like my weapon blade. It's not a Spyderco. Benchmade, bro. Bug out in yellow with a snaggle tooth on it. Nicely done, Nutnfancy. Yeah, I never, prep that at all. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're going to outro with some video, more video showing us getting it done. Shooting steel, I think I have a fair amount of that, and just the imagery between the 384 and the 640. Thank you so much for watching the video, for subscribing, for your kind and loyal support through the years. I have been saying this, guys are kind of understanding it. The best days of TNP are yet to come. They really are. With the content that I posted just in the last 6 months, guys are contacting me on Patreon and go, dude, seriously, it's better than ever. It's different. There's different phases in TNP. It's not all the same. Some of the personalities we knew and loved in years past, they're gone. They've just left. Ready? I can't bring them back. But as far as content and giving you, information and fun for your systems, I will deliver. I promise. Nothing fancy. Yep. See you next video.
3-shot group.
Good group.
Oh yeah.
Wicked. No changes needed?
No, we are.
And you can...
There it is.
Excellent. 400 yards.
Yep.
Pitch black. We've got basically, that much moon out. We've got a, third of a moon.
Yeah.
But, we're in thermal, so moon doesn't really make that much difference.
Right. Can't see anything.
It's not like PBS 14 or something.
That's right.
The plate was heated up so he could see it.
Yep.
That makes a big difference.
It's amazing.
Imagine that. Thermal needs heat. We're trying to shoot it with no heat. We're like, what the flip?
If it's the same temperature as the rest of the environment, you ain't seeing it.
Yeah. It's going to be rough.
It's amazing how well you can see any small differences. Any body heat at all.
Oh,
Animals light up like beacons.
Yep. Someone hiding in brush, you'll pick them out.
Oh, yeah. And there's no way to hide your heat signature.
Nope.
It doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Nope.
So, it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, this is great. Man, I'm happy that we did this because I was a little worried. I was like, man, at distance, is this thing going to work? But it's right on.
Yeah, it's just like a day scope, really.
Yep.
Nice shooting.